former SSA spy and an ambassador has handed himself over to police at Durban Central Police Station. That is something that happened just moments ago. SABC News reporter Ayanda Mhlongo is there, and she was there when it happened. Ayanda, did we know this was happening? Just tell us what you've just witnessed.
Well, a very good evening to you, Francis, and good evening to our viewers. As you were saying just a short while ago, yes, indeed, the former ambassador and spy and former spy who worked very closely with former President Jacob Zuma arrived here at the Durban Central Police Station. And this is after we received a tip-off that he was going to be handing himself over. We did have an opportunity to speak to him, but he did then indicate just moments before his lawyer arrived that his lawyer had advised him to not speak to anyone now, or not speak, or also speak to the members of the media, asking him whether or not there was a warrant of arrest out for him and what was the reason for him to hand himself over to the police. He then asked and referred all questions to his lawyer. But what he did say to us, Francis, was that he was concerned about his family and his children. That's the decision that he took to hand himself over here to the police. Shortly after his arrival, his lawyer, Philani Shangas, then joined him, and together they then walked into the Durban Central Police Station. Let me move out of shot now so my colleague Rain Belle can show you that we're standing outside the Community Service Centre, where it is the police's charge office. Now, a short while ago, Thulani Dlomo and his lawyer, Philani Shangas, entered these doors. At this moment, of course, as members of the media, we are not allowed beyond this point, so we do not know what is going on at the moment. His lawyer telling us that there is not a lot that he can say at the moment. When asked as well whether or not there was a warrant out of arrest for him, he said he wasn't sure. He said that his client had called him while he was home and asked that he meet him here at the police station, and that any further information and details about what is going to happen he will share with us once they leave the police station, and that is if they are going to leave. I asked whether or not there had been any calls by South African security or law enforcement rather, to Mr. Dlomo, which led him to come here. And he said, aside from the fact that there's been these media reports and rumors that have been going around that he is implicated, or is amongst the 12 instigators of the violence that was set to render parts of KwaZulu-Natal and the country ungovernable, that he then, as a result, decided to come through here to the police to find out why he's being fingered, and as it's alleged that he is one of those instigators. That is all the information, Francis, that we have been able to get out of his lawyer, Philani Shangas. Of course, as I said, they've gone inside now, so at this point we aren't too sure what is going to happen, whether or not indeed there is a warrant of arrest that has been issued, aside from the fact that there has been these reports and confirmations as well that Mr. Dlomo is amongst those that the South African authorities are investigating as being behind or responsible, or the masterminds of the violence that we've seen across the province of KwaZulu-Natal, then spilling over to Gauteng. Francis?
Ayanda, so these reports that named this former spy, I think they emerged about 2 days ago. So what has happened in the interim? Was he in fact hiding? Were police looking for him? Did the police attempt to find him and couldn't? Or did he just hear while sitting at home that some investigation was going on? Do we know?
From what we got, Francis, from his lawyer was that he had heard that there are these rumors, of course, also the media reports that have come out fingering him as being one of the masterminds behind this violence. But there's no indication yet that we have from the lawyer as to whether or not the police had made any contact with Mr. Dlomo at this point, which is what would have prompted him to come through here to the police station. So at this point, all we know is that, yes, the South African law enforcement agencies have said that they are investigating several people who they believe are behind this violence, without giving names. But presumably then Mr. Dlomo then decided that, as he said to us, that he said he fears for his family, and that if the police would come possibly to his house to arrest him there, all might not go, he might not come out of it alive, basically. So as to what prompted him, Francis, to come here today, we are uncertain at this point, but certainly that is going to be information that we will be trying to get with the law enforcement agencies. Has there been a warrant out for his arrest, and what is the latest now that he has handed himself over to the authorities? What is then going to happen at this point, Francis? I mean, we don't even know whether he's going to come out at this point, whether the police are going to arrest him. We're still going to camp outside here and see what's going to happen. Francis?
All right, thank you for keeping us updated, Ayanda Mhlongo. And yes, a question for police: if this is one of the alleged masterminds being investigated for what's going on currently, destabilizing the country, then why was he not arrested, and why did it take him coming to the police station to hand himself over? Perhaps there are some background details there that we don't know, but the situation right now, a former top spy, a former South African ambassador, has handed himself over to police.